Hello, everybody. It's Mark Atwood. Mark Atwood Show, I think. Yeah. How are you all? I hope you're doing well. I've had a very packed 10 days, I'd say. Packed is the word. Oh, do you know what? When am I going to get out of the habit of leaving YouTube? Anyway, hope you're all well. Last week, if you came to the talk I did in Buxton, it was lovely to meet you. Hope you had a good time. We did have a good time. I met the wonderful Martin Geddes, and it was a packed house above a pub next to the Opera House in Buxton, which was lovely. And then the next day, we had an absolutely amazing. I did post a video from an amazing woman called Gillian England, who invited me up to the hills in Derbyshire to check out some energy that she'd discovered. And we went and checked this portal of energy, which was off the charts and amazing. Then she said, I need to take you to the Stone Circle. And I did post her video about this on my Telegram channel. The link to Telegram is below in the description. So is the email sign up. Get on the email sign up, because who knows how long we're going to last on channels like this. And we filmed it all. I took Kieran, my cameraman, and we filmed something extraordinary. And I'm waiting for it to be edited. I'm going to put that up on the channel soon. It really was extraordinary. I don't know if the camera's going to capture what we saw, but we saw the sun do some funky 5-6 dimensional stuff. It was really, really amazing. Then I had a really good chat with Gareth Icke. Went to the offices of Iconic, Gareth and Jamie Icke, sons of David Icke. I met Gareth a couple of times before, but only ever as a sort of fan, punter type thing. So it was really, really nice and very generous of them to give me the time. And we had a really, really good chat in their kitchen and in their offices. That's going to go up on the channel soon. Just waiting for that to be edited as well. And what else? What else did I do? It was my mum's birthday. That was the other thing. That was lovely. Happy birthday, Mum. She's 72. Still ignoring my advice about doctors, but what can you do? Oh, then something actually quite amazing happened at the weekend. On Saturday, I was with a hangover, because it was the night before my mum's birthday. I got, and this is just mad coincidence because Honey's coming on in a second, but I'm going to tell the story and then talk to her about it. But my higher self was just going mad at me all day, saying you need to make a video on Twitter about vaxxed people. And it took me until 10 o'clock at night, I think it was 11 o'clock at night actually, on the ferry back from Ireland to make this video. And then it sort of went viral. And let's just have a quick look, see if we can find it. If you're not following me on Twitter, please do. It's at Twitter. Here it is. It's a message for the vaccinated. Can I say that word on YouTube? And 149,000 views and 337,000 impressions. Pretty amazing. I've been having fun with Twitter today as well. I've been testing the free speech algorithm with one of my most controversial pieces of art. People call it a poem. It's kind of really just a joke. Well, kind of a statement. Let's see if I can find it. Give me a second. Oh, there's that one. This one. Yeah. So I'm testing Elon's love of free speech to the limit. Do not play in front of young ears and prepare to spit your tea out. So I can't play this on this channel for obvious reasons. But that's already had 12,500 views in a few hours. So if you want to come on Twitter, I'm having a lot of fun with Twitter. I don't care if I get taken down. If I get taken down anyway, really, it doesn't matter. That's why you got to be on the email list, because that does happen. I did lose a YouTube channel. If you've not seen me before, I already lost a big YouTube channel. And the reason I'm on YouTube is because I'm trying to reach these other people that don't hang out on BitChute and Rumble. I'm still on BitChute and Rumble as well. All the links are below. And I can see we've got lots of people here now and asking lots of questions. I'm going to bring on Honey, see if she can help me put a show together. Hello, lovely Honey.
Hi.
How's it going?
See you.
It's always good to see you. And I'm a little bit cold today, as you can tell, but you're surrounded by snow. I've Nesh.
It's like you got your coat on in the house.
Have you heard the word Nesh before?
No.
It just means you're a bit crap when it comes to cold weather.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I'm not a big skier.
I like it, actually. I enjoy the cold weather. Not for a long time outside, but I don't mind. It's okay.
Well, it's lovely to see you, and I thought I'd start with that story about my higher self because it's two massive things for me last week. So I'm in this stone circle, and I get a message saying there's a blockage, and the stone circle itself is at the convergence of 9 ley lines. It's the most powerful stone circle in Britain. And I got all these messages from my higher self. One was Stonehenge and Avebury, forget about that. They're distractions. This is the one. And I was like, whoa. Yeah. And then I got a message. We're in the stone circle doing some energy work with Gillian England, which was brilliant. And then I got a message saying there's a blockage over there. And I was like, okay. And I just ran over this mound and then found this, what I could best describe as a concrete antenna. And it had the words VR on, which immediately I knew was Victoria Regina. And knowing what I know about the Royals, I was like, they've been blocking and diverting the energy from these ley lines, right? And then we were like, well, there must be 9 others. If there's 9 ley lines, there'll be 9 of these. And we walked around, and there were. And they all had VR on, and we cleared them. And we got to, there was a 10th one as well, which had GR, which is George Regina.
Yeah.
And it was heavily demonic, and we cleared that. And as we cleared it, it was a totally overcast sky, and the sun just appeared out of nowhere. And I was looking right into it, and it went. How do I describe it?
Expand.
It was like a plasma. It had an electric thing going around it like this, like a light.
Yeah.
And it was just plasma. And I was staring right into it, and I could feel what it was doing to me. And then I was like, "Can you all see this?" And then Gillian could see it. My cameraman Kieran, he's always really suspect about this sort of thing, but he actually said, I mean, I've taken him filming before with UFOs and fairies right in front of us, and he's filmed them. And he turns to me and he says, "I'm still not sure about this stuff." I said, "You're filming them. What do you mean you're not sure?" So he's super skeptical. Yeah. And he told us that he literally asked at that, because he's been hanging around with me for so long, he actually said, "God, could you show me something if this?" And then he saw it. And then there were these 2 other women there, who one of which had seen my channel before at the beginning of lockdowns. And they kept trying to leave, but then they kept coming back. They didn't even know why. And then they joined, and they could see it. So there were 5 of us watching this for about 25 minutes. And then all these amazing colors were coming out from it, like purple, especially purple. I'm telling you these details because I know that you're going to, because you're nodding, right? Because I think, and there was this purple color and this blue color, and we got it all on camera, but I don't know if it's going to show up. But it was really, really extraordinary. And then there was my higher self literally nagging me. I'm like, yeah, all right, driving along. Yeah, okay, I'll do it later. Wanted me to do this, and this video just went boom, and I had no idea that the message was needed to be heard so much, and very few people I've been called a tinfoil hatter and fat and a dumbass, and but not many. Quite surprised. So there you go. That's my crazy spiritual experiences in the last week.
Well, if you think about the colors that were coming out, you were getting messages there. So the purple is 6 density.
So I said 6D. Yeah. I knew it was 6D. And it was like a cartoon. It was like it was animated.
Right. Well, because they're in control of the sun. So the ETs have control over the sun because that's a reflection of the sun. It's not the actual sun. So they were basically giving you a show.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what was the other color? Blue?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I did a show recently about the universe. So it's not just Earth that's ascending, it's the universe that's ascending. So we're going from like kind of a muddy learning universe, which looks like the sea all stirred up. So it's all stirred up with grit and sand and everything. And we're moving into the clear aqua color. So you were seeing the clear aqua, I'm assuming. You were
Yeah,
getting that blue.
yeah. As you said
Yeah.
that, I just got confirmation. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
this is great. This ascension business is absolutely brilliant,
It is. It's
isn't it?
brilliant and it's wild.
And it's real.
Yeah, and
You
it's
know,
real.
even Kieran
Yeah,
can see it.
which is great.
I know.
I know. Yeah. I
I've
have a
been working on it for
skeptic
years.
as well. And it's interesting to watch the interaction he'll have with me. And then somebody else will speak with him and he'll be like, oh, okay, so I've heard this before. So maybe it is true.
That's the way it works.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, and I think, the message I put out on Twitter was really, really saying, look, so we knew that this was coming. We knew it was fake, and we stood up and we tried to tell you, but you went ahead and got that anyway. But we love you, and we're here for you. That was basically the message.
Yeah. Well, and so much of it was either bad, the content of it was bad, or it was actually benign.
That's what I
So
said.
it's going to be a big choice for the people who have done that. What do they think it is? What do they think they put in their body? What are they willing to do to get it out of their body? Or do they want to use that as their exit strategy to go to their next life or their next mission or whatever? So I think it will be used as a really big exit strategy, whether they got just a placebo or not.
Well, that's interesting you say that, because there's a new film I just found out about starring Kevin Sorbo. Do you know him, the actor?
Yeah, I think I do.
Yeah.
I think I know who that is.
Yeah. So I just found this afternoon. It's called Left Behind.
Yeah, I know him. Yeah.
Rise of the, that's Kevin there. Rise of the Antichrist. And I thought,
Interesting.
there's no such thing as coincidences, and it's interesting that I just watched the trailer. And in fact, should we watch the trailer? Do you want to watch the trailer?
Sure. Yeah, he's been fighting for the good for a while.
I know he has. Can you see the trailer on the screen? Has that come up?
Yep, I see it.
Let's just watch this for a sec.
If someone had told me that millions of people were just going to disappear, I, like you, would have said they were crazy.
Was it the rapture?
Yes. Yes, it was.
Are you sure? I mean, are you really sure?
I saw it happen.
Those weren't vanishings.
It wasn't the rapture. The rapture was debunked on the first day.
The second wave of vanishings has thrown the financial markets back into chaos.
Trust me. You want to make sure you're in the right team. You're already teaching them the art of fake news?
I just wish I could see it one more time. Why are you still here?
Because I asked God to leave me behind.
We don't need to look for magic. We're not a bunch of religious wackos.
Wackos like my mom.
Fortunately, we have a solution. We can implement Eden Pay worldwide in a matter of weeks. Welcome to the future.
I got to look inside the Eden Pay platform, and it's a whole lot more than a glorified bank card.
So you're just admitting to being crazy?
Yes, I'm quite comfortable with that.
When it is all over, half the world will be dead.
This is the biggest news story since the vanishings.
You listen to me. You drag this line of nonsense into the public eye. We're both finished.
Now I'm more like an actor.
The Antichrist will declare himself as God.
Seemed like a stretch even for them.
How do we know who we can trust?
Trust God.
The world is suffering. We are on the brink of mass insanity.
What happens to the rest of us?
Doesn't it seem strange that it's still so easy to dismiss it, even though we saw it with our own eyes?
Yeah. It's really interesting that they had a pig on the cross.
I spotted that.
Yeah.
But I don't know what it means.
Well, it's a pretty gross concept. That's the one meat I would never, ever eat because it is related to us. So basically, it was an experiment between human and animal put together in one. Yeah. So when I learned that from my higher self, I was sick for the whole day, even though I was vegan at the time and probably hadn't eaten any meet in like 2 years. I was just like, oh.
Well, I'm not going to eat any more of that now. I
Sorry.
It's all right. I was looking at the bacon I had the other day. Oh.
Yeah.
But that film, I mean, it's got echoes of today. It's got the rapture. It's got people disappearing. Exit strategies on a soul level, by the looks of it. Good versus evil, the Antichrist.
Mm-hmm. Well, and kind of a correct. So I get that we have 5 billion people that have a soul on the planet. And some of them have chosen to go dark. Some of them are very young souls. These are the kind of people that are going to go. And then the meek will inherit the earth. That's actually happening right now. But if you read books that illustrate that, like The Law of One is a good book. It says, 51% service to self, and you're going to be basically going, 51% service to others, and you're going to be staying. Yeah. Good, great book. I've only read the beginning of the first one.
Yeah, I've only read the first one.
Yeah.
It's heavy going.
It is really heavy going. But what we've done is we've gone from the old timeline, which was kind of like the Edgar Cayce timeline, Nostradamus timeline, where it was like 300,000 people that were going to be alive through the whole process. And now we're on the golden age timeline, so if you think of the timeline as like a guitar neck and you have different strings, so you have different options for how you view the timeline, but we're still on the same neck of the guitar. And I would definitely get that book.
I'm just showing it for life as a bowl of cherries so she could see it.
There you go. And then,
got it.
But basically, what was I saying? So 5 billion people. And then we have the other people, the NPC people that people have been talking about quite a bit. And I get some of those are on paper. Some of those were a COLNE. Some of them are holographic. It just depends on what you think. Most of them were on paper. And that was just to drive the climate warm up stuff. I don't know how much I can say about that, but basically that was to push that agenda to say, oh, we have so many people, when really we have about 5 billion actual people. And a lot of them have already chosen to leave. They're already leaving.
Yeah, I think that's the bit people are struggling with, the ones who are left behind.
Yeah, it is hard, but if you think about it from the soul perspective, we have thousands and thousands of lifetimes and we are eternal. So it's kind of like, what do I wear today?
Yeah, we know that, but you know, a lot of people don't.
They won't for a while, but as the veil fails, which it is failing, they're going to be able to be in touch with those people, whether they have a body or not.
Well, this sun thing that I described to you was definitely the veil was just moved out of the way.
Right.
And it was so, I don't use this word often because I'm English, but it was awesome, literally awesome.
Mm-hmm.
My son's waving at me. What's up? Yeah. They want to light a fire.
Oh, yeah.
As long as you don't burn the house down. Sorry.
Get the house warmed up.
No, they're doing it outside in the garden.
Oh, outside. Okay.
Oh, and you also mentioned NPCs, and I don't know if I've mentioned this to you before, but all the kids around here are for the last 6 months. If they're in the car, they will drive along going, "Oh, she's an NPC. He's an NPC," and I'm going, "Where are you getting this from?"
Well, they're older souls. So a child, the younger the child, as long as they're, especially somebody coming into your life, right? So you're an old soul, so you're going to support old souls coming in. So the younger people are going to be older than you. And also they're not going to have as big of a veil. They're going to have more active DNA. So they're going to be able to see things that you're not able to see yet.
Well, they certainly are. And
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was that or whether it was something that had just entered the consciousness via the AI through the social media.
I don't know. I feel like some of it, like it's just the 100 monkey theory. It's
Explain
just
explain that.
Yeah.
Explain that for people who don't know what that is, because I love that.
So the 100 monkey theory is there was 2 islands and each had an inhabitation of monkeys. And one of the monkeys decided to start to wash her sweet potato in the ocean before she ate it. And then her whole group was doing that. Once they reached the 100th monkey, they were being studied. Then the monkeys on the other island, which they didn't have contact with, started to then wash their sweet potatoes as well.
I also call that the Welsh sheep theory.
Okay.
It's actually true. It's actually a true story. You know they have these slats at gates, so the sheep can't get out. Well, there was a sheep in Wales, or it might have been New Zealand. It was one or the other place where there's a lot of sheep shagging, basically. And the sheep rolled over and got out of the field. And then the next day, it was either the other country, Wales or New Zealand, where the other sheep started doing it immediately because it was in the field of consciousness.
Yeah. Yeah, because we're basically in soup.
We are.
You know, we just can't see it that we're in this soup. And space is soup too.
As long as it's not pea and ham, because I'm not doing that anymore.
I know. I was asking about animals in general and which ones would decide to stay through this process. And I think the pig will actually stop procreating and just die out because it was an experiment and it was like a joke on humanity. It was like the nasty people were really enjoying that joke.
Well, I was watching Linda Paris the other day on Rumble, and she was showing some video from Russia of chimeras, or what looked like chimeras. Some people in the chat were saying, no, that's not a chimera, it's this, that, and the other. But, if you look into the stories about the bases underground, like they literally splice genes together for fun. Like, I can't remember. There was a story about a giant spider that had a human body torso on it and was locked in a cage, and they just threw people in there for him to eat for fun. Just, that kind of stuff is 100% real and explains a lot about, I think it explains a lot about the missing people in national parks, potentially. But, what's your higher self?
There's a lot of portals. They do a lot of weird stuff, like out in deserts and in the national parks. There's a lot of weird things that have been going on. And I don't know if you've stood next to a portal recently, but they are so, like, they make you so nauseous to be next to one. Like, the energy is so weird. I don't enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, I was stood right next to one in Derbyshire last week.
And how was that one?
Well, I'm good with nausea. I was an aerobatics. I was an aerobatics pilot, so I'm good. It doesn't bother me. And I had a portal in my bedroom 2 years ago, right next to my bed, opening, that terrified me, and I had to, and it closed because I was like, no, I'm not ready for you. And there's a portal in the lake near here, which a lot of locals have pointed out to me. So yeah, I've not experienced the nauseous bit, but the energy I definitely feel.
Yeah. Yeah. And it just depends on the portal, whether it's okay or not. But there's a lot of them that would just kind of make a mess out of us.
Okay.
The human body. Yeah.
Well, you have to. What do you want? You want to show me the fire?
Oh.
Yeah, just keep it away from the house. There's definitely a fire out there. So there's loads of people in the chat. We've got 762 people here. Should we go over the questions, or do you want to talk about what you've been getting?
Sure. We can do questions.
Well, I think I'd like to know what you've been getting recently, because you've been dealing with a lot of energy attacks, you said.
Yeah, there's a lot of energy attacks. The dark is like on their last legs. So I would definitely like armor up, or imagine yourself in energy, in armor, and keep things out of your field right now. it's important to just keep kind of protected and pay attention. If you start to feel like things are draining away, like your energy is draining away, just say, no, you can't have that. That's mine. And then get rid of whatever it is that's bothering you. I think I'm going to do a class on this. Maybe. I don't know.
I can do that class in 2 minutes. Because I'll just write down what I say to demons and stuff to get rid of them.
Okay. You go for that. I don't write it down, or I mean, I don't.
No, I'm just doing this.
things
I'm
I
doing
do.
this
Go
for the
ahead.
viewing. This is what you, this is my magic formula for getting rid of demons.
Okay. Yeah.
In a very loud voice.
That gets them away for a moment.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, this isn't good enough. Okay.
No. Yeah. One thing that's really good is called pure consciousness, which is a white energy, and you just bring it in and it comes right from God source, and it's basically like this white marshmallowy light, and you can just fill it up, and they can't stand it. And love as well. Throw love at them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also do a lot of protection. If you guys watching this don't know how to do protection, one very quick technique I could teach you is like, imagine yourself inside a bell-shaped jar like this, and it's sealed at the bottom. You're inside it, and it's covered in silver, and you fill it full of divine light. And all you got to do is imagine this and say it to yourself, really, or even say it in your own head. You fill it full of divine light, and you say something along the lines of, I am divinely protected. Any negative energy is returned to wherever you want to send them. I used to just send it back at 1,000,000,000% just to blitz them, but I got told that wasn't very compassionate and I had to send it back into the light. And if you do find yourself levitating when that happens, because when I first started doing this about 10 years ago, I was levitating in my mind. You have to get a purple rope and tie your feet down with a purple rope. It's all in mind, but that's a really powerful technique. The only problem with all these techniques, you're so busy doing techniques all day, you don't get the washing up done.
Yeah, so the one that I've been using is I like to just coat myself in pink, and then I put silver armor on, and then I put mirror on.
What was that?
Mirror, like Mercury. Mirror. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So that nothing can see you. And then I just put some energy on the outside of that, like zzz. So anything that comes at you is going to get zapped. So that's a very simple way to do it. And you just do it a few times. And then after you get the hang of it, you just say armor up and you're done.
I like Batman, shields.
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, that's useful. I'm going to go right back to the beginning of the chat to be as fair as possible to Maria, who asked this question before you came on. This question got my attention because it concerns me as well.
Okay.
Mark, can you ask Honey about the spiders and the wars you were in? Because she talked about that the other day and confirmed for a viewer that there was a battle with giant spiders. Now, I've had flashbacks to battles with giant spiders. I think I came into this body with arachnophobia built in because I think I've been fighting them a lot. What say, Honey?
I got that so I think the question that I answered, this was another question on my channel. It was, were they in Vietnam?
Yes.
And I got yes. And then there is still a pocket of them, but they don't get activated until you like disturb them. So if you leave them alone, they're just going to leave you alone. It's almost like they're in stasis, like hibernation, I guess you'd call it.
Are these connected to the plasma spiders that are supposed to be deep underground, huge ones?
They are, but they're like a poor cousin. I'm kidding. So they're not nearly as big of a deal.
They're more like shalob rather than something the size of...
Yeah, it's like a tiny spider compared to a tarantula. Yeah, sorry.
No, funny thing is, I love Spider-Man. I could watch that all day long. It doesn't bother me. But
yeah, they don't bug me. I've, put Black Widows in jars and stuff like that to get them out of the house. And I don't really care. They don't bug me, but
no, I'm pretty good here.
Yeah.
I'm looking around now just in case.
Sorry.
It's a Can't-
Okay, we'll need to get rid of that.
That's
Okay,
fine.
that
It's
fear.
fine.
Okay.
I'm overacting for comedic effect.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. I don't know why that alarm set for that time. Now, Jez is asking a question. I know you get asked this all the time, but maybe Jez hasn't seen you do the answer, and it's about the Earth's shape.
Oh, toroidal field. Well,
Like an apple that's been chopped with
yeah,
a
like
stalk,
an apple.
but
Yep.
it's big. It's big, and we're
Big.
under the dome on top of that bit, which is why that's flat.
Yeah, and the dome is coming down. It's disintegrating. Yep.
Well, back to what I saw last week. They couldn't have. Would the sun be outside or inside the
A
dome?
lot of what we see is holographic now in the sky. Have you noticed all those weird gray clouds?
Yes.
They're kind of like a weird color. They don't look normal at all. And those are holograms. And there's a lady who she basically like looked at them and she changed all the settings. So you could see it almost looked like a computer, like the inside of a computer.
Yeah.
And I got basically that's how the hologram is built.
Yeah.
So some of them are ships inside of those clouds, and some of them it's just the programming that you're actually seeing inside of the hologram.
I have seen that.
I know. I was so excited when I saw that, and I was like, "How can I change my settings?" And I didn't figure it out, but
I did. I have. That is very, very familiar
Yeah.
to me. I can't think of exactly when, but I did see that. I also saw millions of ships in the sky one day, but they kept phasing in and out. But there were
Mhm.
millions of them. It was like a scene out of Star Wars, right above my head.
yeah, it probably has to do with how you're able to relax your eye.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a thing in Denver, and it was on the local Denver news. And this guy goes up and he films every single day above the airport, and he sees thousands of ships on camera. He had to slow down the frame,
Mhm.
and he went on, the news and showed it all. And it was just like clear as day, thousands and thousands of ships every single day. And then that's as far as it went. That was all. They didn't do anything further. That was probably 5 years ago.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to share this as well because the ship, the big triangular orangey ship that I saw last year, had this very similar feeling to the sun that I saw last week in terms of it was almost animated. This is the best way of describing it.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very interesting, like real but hyper real.
Yeah. Yeah, almost like when you put on polarized glasses.
Yeah, a bit like
Yeah,
it's fascinating that it's
it is. Yeah, what the ETs can do is like amazing, really.
well, once our DNA gets upgraded, what we can do is amazing too, right?
It already is. Yeah. And it is up. It's all intact for everybody at this point. Well, most people. It's intact. It just hasn't been turned on.
Okay. So have we got a timeline for it being turned on?
It's happening throughout the solar flash and then a little bit beyond, depending on where you're at, what you're ready for. So your higher self is basically in control of how fast your stuff gets turned on. But the younger you are, the more likely you are to have a lot more DNA turned on because they came in with more that was activated.
Okay. And when you say that going through the solar flash, how long do you see that taking?
It started the 21st of December.
So we're in it now.
Yeah, we're in it. And it peaks March 21st. And then it ends off in July.
Okay. So we've got a very specific timeline here to full activation.
Yep.
And what does it look like the other side of July?
Calm, more calm. Because things are going to get amped up more and more and more every week, basically, until we hit the end of March. And then I think a lot of people will choose to exit during this ramp up and shortly after, and then it'll start to calm down.
I still get a very strong, I have always had a very, I was actually saying this morning to somebody, who was it? I think it was Tom Numbers. I said, look, I think I came into this world like a fighter. I am a fighter. I've always been a
Right.
aggressive, Aries kind of fighter type. That's what I think drew me to the military and then made me stand up when all this kicked off. And it's,
Mhm.
it's not, doesn't make me always the best person to hang out with, but it's just the way I am. But the other thing, it's completely slipped my mind. What were we talking about?
We're talking about solar flash.
Do you 17 talks about scare event necessary. Are you seeing a scare event? Oh no, I know.
I believe there was going to be a big scare event. I think that is starting to morph a little bit. So they may just tell the truth.
That'd be good because General Flynn's been tweeting about World War III. David Icke's been tweeting about World War III starting, but that was actually Vernon Coleman, that article. Trump mentioned it at his speech at the weekend in South Carolina. And he was basically saying, it's going to go nuclear. It's going to, and it's dropping. This nuclear thing keeps dropping. And I got this 2 years ago with my eldest son. We both had a vision that we would of this nuclear thing. And I was saying to my mum,
I got that as one of 3 possibilities in the past, but I think it may get to the very edge. I don't really think we're going to see a fake one yet, unless they feel like they absolutely have to. But whatever it is, I don't feel like it's going to be actual because we don't have any nuclear.
No, I know.
Yeah.
But I keep saying to my kids and my mum, so look, if that does happen, don't get scared. But I get the feeling if they did go down that road, they really want everybody to be scared because I keep thinking of the line in the Bible where it's like mankind needs to be brought to its knees and it's crying out for God.
Yeah.
As collectively, all in the same breath at the same time.
There is that, but also think about what would it be like if all of a sudden we could see the real sky?
Yeah, that would be cool. So
that's been my wish. I've been putting that out there all over the place. Just take down the false sky and then everybody will be shocked enough. And it'll unite people versus divide people.
Good, because that's what we need. And that's what the video I did on Twitter was about, really. And that's why I did it, even though I look like shit. No, the thing I remembered what the thing I was going to say is, you talk about people having this soul conscious. Well, it's their soul's time to leave and they're going to go. But I've always had this really strong desire to save as many people as possible through this whole thing, which is why I think I've done what I've done. Mm-hmm. Am I wasting my time?
No, that's a normal, because there's different timelines. So the more we can do that, makes it better for them and shows the way a little bit. And also our own consciousness is huge. Then the better timeline we're on. So even on that guitar with the 6 strings, we want to be in the middle string, not on one of the outer strings. So if we can just unify, then it really does help. It helps to talk about things because it gets into the collective consciousness.
Okay.
Yeah, no, so it's good.
Yeah, it's all good. It's pieces of the puzzle are getting clearer. And I think, you guys watching this, if you do ever feel like, and I've been there, you feel anxious, tense, worried about the future and all of that kind of stuff. If you can find a way of going, center yourself and kind of observe yourself. I met a really good guy at the event I spoke at last week who came up to me and said, people have just got to observe themselves. And I was like, yeah, I know that. And that's what the power of now. That's what he says all the time. And, it's a really good lesson.
Yeah, it is true.
Actually imagine yourself watching yourself. And then you find the humor in it all. But, it's like the whole loads of people dying thing is hard to laugh about. It's not a funny thing. That's the issue.
It's not a funny thing, but it's also, we have to respect their decision.
Okay.
Because they're deciding to do that. And if you think about it, a lot of the people here are young souls that got trapped here, and they still need to continue the journey in the 3rd density because they're not ready for the 4th density yet.
Well, I've done
So
I've done enough 3D for it to last me a million
yeah,
lifetimes.
yeah, but you're not even from the fourth density. You're from beyond the fourth density. So for you, you're like, bring it on, because at least it'll be better than this, right? But for a lot of people, they're not quite ready. Like maybe they were not a human the last time. Maybe they're a brand new human,
Hmm.
you
Yeah,
know, and we can't ask them to do algebra when they just got born. It's not fair.
that's really interesting as well, because there's a lot of what I would call bad politicians coming out with some good things at the moment. So, for example, there's a there's a leprechaun who pretends to be the president of the Republic of Ireland
Oh,
called Michael D. Higgins. He comes up to
okay.
my knee. It's about that, and I'm not tall, as you know. And he's not a good person. But he came out with something last week. He said all homework for school kids should be banned. So all the kids love him right now because they're like, and I was like, that's absolutely right. That's the best policy I've heard come out of anybody's mouth about education in years. What's going on there?
Well, they're all flipped, you know. So if they're not replaced by an actor, then they're most likely doing the things they're told to do to get out of as much trouble as they can.
Mm.
So, and they only had so many actors. I got that the other day. It's like, how many actors do we have to come up with? Really?
You know, I thought about that a lot. I mean, the training. I mean, you know, when you're, I was an actor. If you're going to do a play, you get 4 weeks if you're lucky, and you're going to, you know, it's intense, and you, to play a part like that on global television, you know what? It's nuts. Who's managing all of this?
I think there's a lot of people managing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in every country too, but some of them, they've just had to flip them. You know, we'll give you this and this if you just get this done. If you don't, you're out, kind of thing. I'm sure there's been a lot of threats, and yeah.
But what I'm surprised about is that there's not been many slip-ups. And it seems like the things that are slip-ups, like Biden falling up the stairs and being a 90-year-old man 1 minute and then a guy with 30-year-old legs the next minute on a bike, you know, they seem to be deliberate as part of the wake-up process, right?
It is, yeah. I saw Gates, and he had, you know, those lanyard things with the big ribbon that hangs down, and then they've got something hanging from it. He had this huge like hump, and it wasn't him. It was obvious there was a mask going on, and this huge hump where the lanyard was like digging into his skin. And I'm like, that doesn't even look real. It looks like some kind of puffy bodysuit and then the mask. And it didn't even look like the woman who normally plays him. Like, it was so weird. But I think they're really trying to push the strangeness of it because the equipment they have is amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, the technology is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And that's why they you know, they've shown things like the deep fake Queen the other year doing the Queen's speech. I knew the girl that played the Queen in that, and that was, you know, not perfect, but it's just educating people that this is possible.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very interesting. And I think as there's large groups that are like just on the cusp of awakening, and one of those groups is the political group. You know, they realize all the politics, but they don't see the purpose, you know, that we're actually in an ascension process.
Yeah. It's interesting. I mean, I was talking to Gareth Ike last week, and he's a lovely, lovely guy, and he's going to come play music at my next show.
Awesome.
He's a great musician, and he hasn't played for 3 years or something. So I was, come and do my show, and he said yes. I was amazed. But you know, when I talked to Gareth and it's about David and stuff, and I've never understood the lack of belief in 17, the Great Awakening. I don't push them on it because I want people to hear their opinion. But you know, there's an MP in the UK called Andrew Bridgen, who's stood up. I don't know if you've been aware of him.
Mm-mm.
He's basically he's the first MP to stand up and say we need to question the efficacy of these things because, and he actually quoted an Israeli doctor who said it was the biggest crime against humanity since the Holocaust, and then of course they called him anti-Semitic and banned him from the party, even though it was
Oh.
clearly not anti-Semitic. And we can go on for that for hours. But he's talking like this. He's actually out there saying, "What do you get anything about him?"
I get he's a good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's going to go quite far. So
Yeah,
he will actually continue what he's doing and get bigger and bigger. He may become one of the people that actually helps to run the country.
Well, he's been double. He's had two of them.
That's okay. He's going to be fine.
This is good. This is good to know. And I hope there's people watching this that may have had that are getting this as well, because I've always had that feeling. One of the things I said in the video I did on Twitter is I believe in praying for a miracle, but I believe in miracles. And what I mean by that is that we are much more than we think we are, and we have abilities way beyond our belief system, which is the thing that kind of holds it in place.
Exactly. And just think about, like, I get 75% of everybody that did that is actually okay.
Well, that's very good.
And some of them have some gene altering therapy, but that's okay. That's not that hard to come back from. It's the metal that's a bigger deal.
The metal.
Yeah, the metal.
The black one.
Yep, the black one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I've published quite a few things on my Telegram page recently, guys, with things that are very good at removing that kind of stuff. So if you've got any, I think it's all really a consciousness-led thing now, though. Like you said, they're going to decide whether they want it to end their life or not.
Yeah, and I mean, if it's your time to go and you have something waiting that you need to be doing, then you're going to find a way out.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a lot of people that it's not their time to continue this process. But as many people as we can bring through that are upper 3D, 4D, 5D, 6D, all of those people, density-wise, the better, because it's going to make for a better world.
Cool. Right. I've got an idea.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever done this. I've not done this for a long time. But if you guys watching this want to actually ask Connie a question, I'm about to post the link to the studio so you can come on and actually do it.
Oh.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's better to have the faces on and stuff like that. So the link's there. You just click the link, come in, and then I'll put you live on the show. You can ask the question directly, and then I'll take you out and I'll bring on the next one. I think the studio holds about 20 people. I did a webinar last night. If any of you came to the webinar last night and you were locked out, I'm so sorry. We were told it had a capacity of 5,000, but it was actually 500. So, but if you click on the webinar link that you've already been sent, you will still be able to watch the replay, and we're going to put up a different version. I'm just talking while I'm waiting for people to join. But you saw the link is in the chat, guys. If you want to come in, just click the link and come in. And then you can ask these questions. You say, hey, who have we got here? Jan, you need to put your camera on. Hello, Jan. Put your camera on. Laurie K. Oh, you're going in first. Hello, Laurie.
Hi, how you doing? I wanted to know, was Biden arrested in the United States? And he's already gone.
Oh, yeah. Gone.
Well, Biden's been gone for years.
Right.
Yeah. He was alive still for a long time, but he's now just gone. Yeah.
Right. So it'll start getting better here in the States.
Sorry, I can't hear you very well.
It'll start getting a little bit better here in the United States.
Oh, yeah. I think all the stuff that's coming out now is pretty obvious that we're on the cusp.
Oh, good. Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
That's good news. Good news, isn't it, Laurie?
Yeah.
Bye, Laurie.
Bye.
See ya. Bye. That's good news. Hi, Sari. Is it Sari?
It is. Hi, Mark. Hi, honey. Really, what I want to know is how do you know if you're an NPC, or if your children are NPCs, or if the people you communicate with are NPCs?
If you're even thinking about it as a real thing, then you're not one. So, you know, if you can even have that concept in your head, then you're not one.
Okay.
So how do you know? So if they just cannot grasp anything spiritual whatsoever, and they have no ability to kind of like have creative thought, then they're an NPC.
Okay. Thank you. It helps when you are, you know, trying to explain things to some people. You know, you want to know, is it worth your time? Is it worth your effort, or is it not? And quite honestly, I stopped trying to explain anything to anybody years
It's not
ago.
that time right now. It's time
Yeah.
to speak, but not time to explain anything.
No, you're
Yeah.
right. Correct. Yeah. Thank you. That's it.
Thank you.
Thanks, sorry.
See you in Manchester, Mark.
Oh, good. You coming to Manchester?
Yeah, and I'm bringing Bella.
Where are you coming from?
Surrey.
Sorry.
Yeah, I just have the accent, but I've been in the UK for 25 years.
Okay,
We've
cool.
spoken before.
Yeah. Yes, I recognise. We will. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be fun. Great. Cheers, Sari. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
Laurie Kay and Sari, if you could just remove yourself from the studio so other people could come in, that would be brilliant. Thank you. Heather Feathers, how you doing? Heather Feathers is? Oh no, sorry, I've clicked a different one. Kathy, but Kathy's not got a camera on, so I'm going to come to Heather.
Hi, honey.
Hi.
I want to know what's going on in Peru for my friends. I had, the giant is waking up there with the energy of Enki.
Oh, Peru? A giant in Peru? Okay. Sorry, for some reason I'm having a hard time hearing. I don't get it's actually inky.
No, I
but
said
it is.
But the energy, I don't know. I know that it wasn't Enki because I know that Enki is not coming.
Right.
But energy, and that they're in huge conflict there. You know,
Yeah.
all the pro. My close friend said that they're saying in the paper that there was just 60 people killed, but he reckons about 300. So there is a lot going on there. And
Yeah.
I got that it's going to come to an end really soon. But I wanted to know your perspective and whether you got that.
I think so too, because I think the Anunnaki energy came back in and they were trying to redeem themselves. I think that they mainly failed. So they're going to be exiting. So he'll exit along with them. That energy will go along with them. I feel it's already gone.
And actually, I want from you, because for me, I remember walking those lands, you know, but obviously not in this lifetime. And I wanted to know whether your higher self, whether they feel that I did walk those lands.
You did. You had, so an aspect of you did. So what we're doing is we're getting more and more aspects. So more and more pieces of our higher being are coming in, and that aspect did.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, a lot is coming in for me.
That's great. I think it's awesome. So it means you're activating.
Yeah, no, I'm very activated.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Great. Thank you.
Thanks, Heather.
Thank you.
Bye. Light Crystals, how's it going? You're muted. Light Crystals, that's you on the phone. There you go.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Hi. I had a couple questions about my tribal government and whether or not my dad is the youngest of everyone. And so I'm trying to figure out if I should run for council. And because pretty much everybody has had the bioweapon because they push it so hard. And they're all older, of course. My daddy's about 65, 67. And so I was just curious if I should do that to help my kiddos. Because I've been thinking about, excuse me, making or creating a tribal school for the kids, kind of like what oh gosh, what's her name? Amaris' school. No, yeah, Sherry. Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely do
Okay.
that. And I would do the council, and I would have a council within a council.
Okay.
So
awesome. Well, I'm so worried about what if we should move or not, or try to just stay on the land that we're at.
I get to stay, join the council, and begin to create the school.
Awesome. And what about my husband's? We have a business of Culture Marble. We do a business to help communities, mainly older people. We try to help recreate their kitchens and mainly bathrooms. But I see the market kind of crashing to a degree because of, so that's why I was thinking of kind of doing
some other kind of building, I feel like, and it'll be funded. So he won't have to actually get money. It'll be funded from government or some kind of philanthropic. Is that the word that you use? Anyway, the money's going to come in, but he's not going to have to get it from the people that he's helping.
So like maybe with another company to work with?
So this will probably fall
Sorry,
in
the
line
microphone's
with the
in and out.
humanitarian projects. And the government as it flips over. So just keep an eye out for that and make sure he goes and applies for anything that becomes available.
Awesome. All right. Well, I'll stop stressing about that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out if I should sit still with the kiddos, trying to teach them as much as possible, if we should move off the ground.
I don't get to move.
So,
I get
thank
to
you
just
so much.
change it where you're at. Okay.
Build?
No, just change.
Build on. Okay.
Change the environment where you're at. Yep.
God loves nothing more than action.
Yeah.
So just
start
doing something instead of thinking, and then everything magical starts to happen. This is my
exactly. So get on the council and then just let things keep flowing. And if you're getting pestered to do something, that means your higher self wants you to do something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the property we live on is, they won't let us change it because it's in our, so it's my husband's parents' property, but because of the way it is with the farming and because we have cattle, they have cattle ranch. And so the way that it's put together, they won't let us cut it up and build a house on it. That's why I'm concerned. And so we've been thinking about moving, but I really want to create a huge community where we splice it up into like 5 to 10 acre parcels. Eventually would be more of a community type of thing, but not.
Just let it evolve. So stay where you're at and just let it evolve, but get on the council first. That's the first thing. Yep.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Okay. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Are you enjoying this? It's fun.
Yeah, this is good.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? Okay. Inez Rodriguez.
Hi.
Inez.
How are you? I just want to know about the energies. Everybody's talking about energies for the ascension. For the past few months, me and my son, or my son himself, has been going with the lymphatic system. Is this part of the ascension?
With his lymphatic system?
Yes, because right now we've been doing a cleanse to cleanse out our system because we know about the foods and stuff. They're changing out a couple of things around with foods with the chicken. So we're trying to do a cleanse. But I noticed, and he noticed, that his lymphatic system has been messing around with him, especially in the left side of his neck. And
so
I'm not too sure.
Lymphatics is the garbage guy of your body. So I would do castor oil packs is what I would do. So basically you're overloading your trash system with the cleanse. So just look up castor oil packs.
Okay.
And start doing that. And that'll help all that garbage come out through your pores. And then it'll also help your lymph move. You could do like a mini trampoline as well. You could just bounce.
Yeah, we live in an apartment, so we don't have
they're
a
small.
backyard.
Yeah, you can get one like that.
For the house?
Like Mark has. Yeah, for the house, and just bounce on it.
Okay.
And they also have these little platforms that you can use, and you just stand on them and they wiggle your body around.
Yeah, I've got one of those as well.
Yeah, me too.
And I've got an infrared sauna, which is amazing. It's like a little
I
tent.
love the infrared sauna, and that's beautiful. And you can get a
And
portable one.
I need to link up with Mark because I see a lot of his stuff products, and I would love to get it. But again, I'm on a fixed income. I'm on disability. So
Well, that's why I've done shows
just
about
go
how to earn
walking
money as
and
well.
do castor oil.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Mhm.
I love watching you guys. I watch you all the time.
Oh, good.
It's great to meet you.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on.
All right.
Bye.
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 Yeah, I know some of these things I talk about do cost money, but a lot of things I talk about don't. You know, I mean, I'm using this every day. This is my favorite device ever.
Oh.
Cleansing the blood, and
Oh
I
yeah,
just
that's
bought.
huge.
It is. Have you
Looks
heard
like
of?
the craziest Apple Watch ever.
I know. It's. I did a whole show on it. If you guys want to see it, just go and look
Oh,
for the
nice.
John White interviews. But you know, there's all this simple stuff. There's you know, I've just bought a thing today. I can't remember his name. Dr. Bob somebody. Anyway, there was a video that went viral of him wearing this thing on his wrist, and it's just sending a tiny current into the blood. And he said it creates.
Oh yeah, I almost bought one of those today. I'm gonna go back and look at it. Yeah.
No, I bought one today. Excuse me. But it creates immortal blood, you know,
Right.
and he totally reversed his age and got himself out of a wheelchair, and just by a little bit of
And it gets
electricity.
rid of all those single cell parasitic gross things. Yeah.
Well, I was going to mention you said castor oil, and I was, you know, I had ClO2 this morning because I just felt the need to blitz my cells with oxygen. Also, hydrogen peroxide is phenomenal to rub it on the body, and that just floods you with oxygen and kills C words and stuff like that. Not that C word, the other one. And what's the other one? Jennifer Daniels. Have you come across Jennifer Daniels stuff with the sugar cube and the turpentine?
No.
Oh,
I did try turpentine. I did not like that. But
it's not nice.
yeah.
But you just put terps in the sugar cube. Don't follow this exact advice. If you're interested in this, go and look up Dr. Jennifer Daniels.
Yeah, please go look up.
Turpentine protocol. I'm not a medical blah 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 blah, and I take no responsibility for anybody except myself and my kids. But you know, you just put the terps on, drink it once a year with water. All the parasites go on the sugar, drop dead because of the terps, and then they get flushed out.
Yeah.
And another thing, she got chased out of America telling people.
Oh, and there's so many people. Oh, it looks like you froze. So many people that's happened with. Totally frozen. Hello. Am I frozen?
Hello, you back?
Hi. Yeah, I'm back.
The internet. This has been happening. Well, I'm going to ask your higher self. This has been happening for a month. It just 10 times a day just disappears for a minute. What are they doing?
They're testing the new quantum internet.
Oh, I got that confirmed. Yes. There's no point doing shows anymore. We just sit here telepathically. Go, yeah, that's right. All right, I've got time for a couple more guests. Kathy has been waiting a long time, so I'm going to bring Kathy in. Hello, Kathy.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. I did have a question about the food, but I'm going down so many rabbit holes with, I've got a bottle of turpentine sitting here that I bought medical grade, and I'm on so much medication. Am I ever going to be able to get off of that medication? First of all, just, 10 pills a day that I take. And do we have to do all this, like all your products, Mark? Will we have to do this when we flip into the,
No.
Are we going to be able to just live?
We will. So what's going to happen is, and this is what I've been getting, so I'm not a doctor either, but I've been getting that the parasites will disappear. All of the things that suck your energy away will disappear. So everything but a ghost will disappear because the ghosts still need to be go back to source, because they're a confused soul.
Mhm.
But parasites will not live in our bodies anymore. And neither will, like I get mosquitoes are going to go, flies are probably going to go. There's a lot of the pests that are going to go. Yeah.
We don't know what it feels like to live in a world without all these irritants.
Yeah.
Right. That's what
Mhm.
that's what freedom, I think, really means, because it's really the parasites in your blood. I mean, that's why they focus on the blood so much. But then and that causes all the problems that we all have, and then that gets us medicated, and then that causes even more problems, and then they poison the food, and they weaponize everything against us. Imagine if all of that was gone.
Well, I do that. From Ian, talk to the cells in my food and the liquids and everything in my kitchen every day. And I'm wondering am I going to have to do that for the rest of my life now? So, okay.
No.
It's just
As
like I'm
the
spending.
frequency rises, it'll get locked in. So
Okay.
think of it as you're turning the dial right now, and pretty soon that station is locked. And once it's locked for Earth, then it becomes locked for us. She doesn't have it locked in yet, so she's getting there. She's turning the dial.
Okay. And Mark, on Telegram today, you showed that you got your supply of some kind of medication or something.
Yeah, it's called.
And I went to the site and it's not English, so I didn't know what it was for.
Oh, isn't it? Well, it was when I went there. I checked it earlier.
Wow.
It's called Nanosoma, and it's a really simple and inexpensive food supplement that's derived from sugarcane. And the guy that invented it, I'm actually speaking to in a couple of weeks, and he's got a phenomenal success stories with it. I mean, all the things I've been talking about in the last couple of years like this, I find the inventors, I talk to them, I share it with you. It helps fund my channel, but it also, I think we've all had to focus on these kind of things, and things like the terps and the sugar cube are extremely cheap. And things like just bouncing up and down, you could get a skipping rope for that. I mean, you don't have to, but I think the technology is always interesting, and I'm just fascinated by it because, I've had that pragmatic view that if we're going forward and, the RV doesn't happen, or this takes 10 years, then I just want everybody to be as well as possible while we're getting through this. Because,
Right.
And I think it really does start with the blood. And that device I just talked to Honey about, it costs 20 quid to build. Though you can actually build one yourself. It's literally just a connection, putting battery direct current through your blood. I mean, that's it. That's the kind of stuff they've been hiding from us.
Well, I've got my grounding sheets I'm putting on my bed today.
They're amazing.
So I literally was going to make my own with copper tape and go out the window because I've got copper dowels for my garden, in all my plants and everything. And so, yes. So I'm into everything. So, but I'll let somebody else speak. Thank you so much. I enjoyed both your shows so much.
Thanks, Kathy.
Thanks, Kathy.
Okay.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good question.
Yeah.
If you guys watching this, I do try to talk about a big, wide range of things, and I got told off the other day saying, "Oh, you're charging money for loads of stuff," and I was like, "Hang on, I've done like 3 webinars with Ian Welch recently, and you can watch them for free if you haven't got the money. We don't." And this is 5D business, as far as I'm concerned. I was actually thinking of doing a 5D business summit, getting a load of.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah.
Getting a load of minds together, because it's just rethink. You don't, because I worked in marketing for so long, and it was always, and I actually put this up, I think yesterday on Telegram, because NLP, the truth about NLP is coming out, right? And NLP to me has always been mind control. It's always been MK Ultra. But in my business life, everybody was, "Oh, you got to do NLP," and I was like, it just hurts my soul. I can't do it, so I never did it. I never did it
either. I bought a book and then I just put it on the shelf. Never did anything.
Yeah, I've got about 1 million of those. I've got a new bookshelf coming.
Oh yeah, me too.
My floor is covered in books. I'm going to change this whole set around. It's a mess at the moment. Let's see. I'll bring somebody else in. Christine. Hello, Christine.
Hi.
Hi.
Haven't done the air yet.
I know, it's sticking up, isn't it? I just got home from work a little bit ago.
Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you. I watch all of your shows, Janine, everybody. I have been on the path a really long time and know a lot of modalities. And I've been told that wherever I am from, that they went a long ways from me, but now they're coming back. And I was wondering about that, and that I've been told that I'm like music and like half water, half dirt. That's my energy is like I am connected to water, the earth, anyway, something like that.
Yeah.
So I was just
There's
wondering.
an elemental like circle, and you can be like fire, and then earth, and then water, and then wood, and then there's another one in there. But it just goes around. So you're two that are right next to each other, so that's good. Water and earth. So you're grounded, but you're fluid as well.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a Dallas thing. My dad used to talk about that when I was a kid.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm a conduit.
Yeah. Water is a huge conduit. And also water is fluid. So sometimes that's really good. But sometimes it can be kind of crazy too. Like if you let it get away from you. Yeah.
Yeah. I have to reground, and then because the energy can get like stuck. So I have to reground to let it flow up and down and just hold the energy for the earth. I'm very connected to the earth, part of her.
Yeah.
I just wonder if you knew what planet I'm from.
I'm not great with planets. I will say it's extremely far away. So it feels like it's on the very edge of the galaxy. Yeah, like it's really, really far away. So I do feel like they're just beginning to come back in. Now, there was a lady in Morocco that I think you're part of that same group, and her face was like a big sun.
I know I come through suns and suns and suns and suns.
Yeah. So the ET, I don't know what they're called, but they're yellow and they have a big sunshine face, basically. Big round face.
And this is a lady from Morocco?
It was just one of the seminars. I was actually there with Mark, and that was part of, what everybody wanted to know.
Look, you said you watched all our shows, Christine. We went on the retreats.
I know, but I've watched a lot of your shows.
Yeah, not all of them. You're a naughty girl.
I am a naughty girl. I haven't seen all of them, but I did. Janine, JC, Kristen, Jason, honey.
There's not enough hours in the day. I know.
Yeah.
No,
Lewis. I can't keep up with all of them. And I have lots of books that I was finally told on books. You don't have to buy it. Just open it up and read the one paragraph you need.
Yeah.
Yep.
I have lots of books, and it's like, I'm one of those. If I buy a book, I think I should read the whole thing. And I don't have time. So I don't buy it anymore.
I'm like, okay, let's get the information.
Right.
Yeah. I put it under your pillow at night, and then you absorb it.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
I really just have all these books to say, oh, look how intellectual I am. I haven't read any of them.
Oh, gosh.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what I was wondering. Just continue just being the conduit and helping children. I have lots of little children that come up to me. And so.
Yeah, because that's like the happiest ET I've ever seen, ever met so far. And I don't know what they're called, but they have almost like a big sunshine face. So they're happy.
Yeah, because I've had little kids come up and grab my leg and call me mama. And their parents will be Mexican or something like that. And they don't speak English. And they don't know why their child is grabbing my leg and calling me mama. But I know it's past lives with them. So
beautiful.
Well, also, mama, first light, sunshine face.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, is there anything that you see that I need to do right now?
You can come and do my washing up if you want.
I'm good at doing dishes and cooking.
Just be yourself. That's the main thing. Be yourself. Yep.
Keep it up,
spread
Christine.
the energy, because I go down different roads and they say, well, you're just supposed to bring your energy down this road when you go the wrong way or in a store or something.
We've actually all been doing that all our lives, and I didn't.
Yes, yeah.
I've only realised it in the last couple of years.
And whoever you talk to, you don't know who you've helped when you're nice to them. I'm one of those. I open the door, and I'm 75, and I get up and let the other person sit down. So
there you go.
Yeah. Thanks, Christine.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Lovely day.
Thank you for all you do. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to bring in my mate from Liverpool.
Okay, I probably have time for this one more. Yeah.
Hey, Laura. How's it going?
Hi, Laura.
Hiya. Thanks, Mark. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, hi. Thank you. It's all right, Mark. Thank you. Honey, I'd just like to know what direction should I go in?
What direction should you go in? Do you have any choices?
Go that way.
I'd like to look after kids who are going to be orphans.
Oh, okay.
I'd like to be a healer. I just want to help people, and I don't know which direction.
I think the kid thing is going to come first. So do that first, and as that eases off, then start the healing thing. So
Brilliant.
I would just go and volunteer unless you're going to actually start your own project.
Oh, that'd be amazing. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. And Mark, I'll see you on the 12th and the 15th.
The 15th, yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, well, thank you so much. Much love to the two of you.
Cheers,
Thank
Laura.
you, Laura.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Are you out of time? Because Leaf's been
Yeah,
sat-
I'm out of time. I could do one more probably.
Okay, Leaf, you're in.
Awesome. Hi there.
Hi, Leaf.
I'm in Northern Canada.
Nice to meet you.
I have a question for you, sort of like a life directional change. I've been a field biologist and an active search and rescue member for 10 years and sort of been sidelined by a bit of an injury, and it's given me a chance to rethink my direction. And I'm looking to help people in a different way. And my question for you is this direction of doing children's books, trying to bring in some energy and some beautiful art. Lots of the art nowadays can be really kind of dark and creepy. And is this something that you see being a good direction, a different way to kind of bring knowledge and help and joy?
Yeah, I think that's your like long-term purpose. And so one thing I was getting, I know there's some kind of noise there. One thing I was getting is that basically you may have one day a week where you go in and train people for emergencies. So you may do that still. And then once that's, totally gone, you're just going to be doing the kids stuff and art and all that. Yep.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, great. And is there anything else that you think I need to know moving forward?
Just go with your gut. That's what I'm getting. It's time to start to trust yourself.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's good advice for everybody. Thanks, Leaf. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Okay. Lovely. Thanks, honey. Thanks, everybody, for watching.
Thank you. It was great to see you.
It was great
Bye,
to see you.
everybody.
See you guys. Bye-bye.